Yo guys, how's it going? So in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to mix bass house music. Now just straight, getting into it, bass house music is of course like what the name sounds like, bass heavy music. So it's really, focusing on the low frequencies of the track because, the bass drums and the bass lines of this genre are, especially focused on, and they pop out more throughout the mix. So basically, first thing first is I'm going to be playing my first track, which is Carbon Low, and then mixing it into my second track, which is 5/8 and Luis Rodriguez Old School. But essentially, I'm just going to be starting from the build-up of the first track leading into the drop, and right when the drop starts, I'm going to be, pressing play and beat matching from there for my second track. So this is pretty much at the end of the first track, so this is the second drop of it, and so this would be technically considered a slow mix since I'm letting the second drop play. But so I'll be mixing it in from there, and essentially just a quick little foreshadow of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to beat match firstly, so I'm going to have my second track queued up, and then once I cue it up, and then I hit play on it, I'm gonna beat match it in my headphones. Then from there, as soon as it's beat match and it sounds good, I'm gonna turn down my low frequency and start bringing it up. And then as soon as I get to around, the midway point of the intro of the second track, I'm gonna switch the low frequencies of the two tracks so that you can still hear both tracks being played, but you just know that this second track is coming in into the mix like right away. And it's kind of more of an aggressive style of transitioning where it's sort of switching the two bass lines, because if you let the two bass lines play out together, say you're just blending the bass lines together like this, it'll sound really muddy and obviously not that great. So you really want to be kind of switching the low frequencies immediately and kind of rapidly when you're doing these kinds of transitions for this specific genre, since it is bass heavy. And then from there, if I want to, I'll echo it out, or I'll auto beat loop it out, or anything like that, or I can spin it out. Depends on just what I feel like for the track and the transition. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I'm going to be starting from the build-up of my first track, and then so I'm going to be beat matching, select my cue for the second channel, start beat match. Get low, keep that ass on the floor. Second track come in. I'm going to echo the first track out. Yeah, so essentially that was the mix. That turned out a little bit differently, just because the vocals on the first track worked so well with the second track. So I just kind of let the vocals play out. Even though my low frequency was muted, you could still hear the vocals of the track. And then from there, I just had my echo on it to just kind of already start fading it out. And then at the last part, when it was getting into the second part of the break for the second track, I spun out and turned down the volume, and that was it. But if I technically wanted to simply switch the two bass lines while the intro is still playing on the second track, this is what I could be doing. So this is what it would sound like in that situation. match it a little bit quicker.
Hoes get low, keep that ass on the floor.
Beat match. That was mixing the two bass house tracks together. Really simple. You can do so many different things with bass house tracks just because they're so easy to mix together. It's just literally adjusting the low frequency knobs and then from there adding on any effects. And usually they're all in the same sort of style and feel of the tracks, so they're great to do live mashups with, especially vocals of, you know, rap songs and stuff like that. It works super well, and that's why some of the best remixes of some rap songs and more popular stuff is in the genre of bass house, just because it works so well together. Anyways, this was just a quick tutorial on how to mix this sort of genre. If you guys want me to go into detail, check out my online course. I go way more into depth drawing it out and all those sorts of things. I'll link it down below. But anyways, let me know what kind of tutorials you guys want to see next, and make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next videos. Peace.